Ms Cobel seemingly fired, Milchik is the new manager, and he gives Mark this whole song and dance of what happened in those last 5 months. And I really gotta say, I'm not buying it. Check out this clearly photoshopped picture of the Lumon employees standing in a car treated as heroes at a ticker tape parade. This is just their employee photo that they all took together, and the real image is JFK's ticker tape parade in New York when he became the Democratic nominee. Now this paper is chock full of interesting bits of information. Notice the name of it is the Kier Chronicle. I'm sure it's fair and balanced when it comes to anything Lumon. Back in season 1, we learned that Lumon has control over some of the biggest news outlets and even politicians. There are 3 different articles here. The one on the left is all about a burglar known as the Baird Creek bandit, who breaks into people's houses during the day. Mark lives in Baird Creek, and there's even a Grin and Bandit poster in the break room. Baird Egan was also a former Lumon CEO. The article in the middle is all about how the innies were treated as heroes for what will become known as the macrodata uprising. In it is another clue that what we're reading is bullshit, as there's mention of Mark's brother-in-law, Dr Ricken Hale, having written a book called These Values 9, How I Let Kier In. The 9 values referring to Keir's 9 virtues. Remember that the innies found Ricken's book in season 1 and look up to him as a hero, but the real Ricken doesn't like Lumon or Keir. In fact, in episode 109, we learned he judged Mark for going through with the severance procedure. So why would he write a book praising him? I don't think he did. This was put in the article to sway Mark and any of the other innies that Keir is good. Also, Lumon's reforms are pretty superficial and include improved snacks, field trips, and sexual liberation. I'm sure that will go over well with HR. Final article on the right is all about a new Lumon innovation that changes the molecules in plastics. If they can change the molecules in plastic, what else can they change? There are also a slew of weird things that Milchik states that give me red flags, including Ms Cobel having an erotic fixation on Mark, and that none of Mark's other co-workers wanted to come back, but Mark begged Lumon to come back. If you recall back in 109, Mark's outie was actually thinking of quitting Lumon, so this doesn't add up. But the biggest red flag is that Milchik won't let any of Mark's past co-workers talk to him.
That's not possible.
Also, a shout out to the show's attention to detail. You can actually track Mark's day minute by minute by looking at the clock. In every scene, starting from his arrival at 9:05 a.m., we see the clock move forward in time. And I must say, there are a lot of references to clocks and time. Of note is when Mark finishes his day, we don't get to see his outie. In fact, we don't get to see any of the outies or anyone from up top like Miss Cobel for that matter. There are more red flags here than my ex-girlfriend.